I love 1970s silver stereo equipment, but there's no room for CDs and all that. The CD players just don't match with the aesthetic of the 70s silver stereo systems. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to throw away all of my music. Sound familiar? Well, if so, fear not, because I've got just the thing to change your mind and save all of your CDs. Want to know how? Well, let's kick the intro and I'll tell you.
He got into vintage audio a year ago, but there's a lot of things he still doesn't know, so he started up a channel on YouTube, and here he is now, the Vintage Newbie.
Oh man, don't you just want that song to go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever? Alright, so you want to incorporate CDs into your vintage stereo aesthetic, but are like, they're all made like from the 80s and 90s and 2000s and beyond, and so like they're all black and they don't mix in with the silver face. Well, you couldn't be more wrong, gang, unless you were more wrong. And I'm here to talk about just such a device. Oh, it's right there. It's the Sony DVP-S570D. It's a DVD player, but it plays CDs. But not all CDs. It does not play, like these rewritable CDRs, CDRWs, and so forth. But let's get into it and show you how you can incorporate these with these and these, and well, you get the point. Analog audio music. Let's jump right into it, shall we? Here's a look at the front of the device. As you can see, it is a brushed aluminum, borderline gunmetal gray, and it blends in quite well with 70s silver stereo stuff. See, wasn't lying. And this thing was made in the year 2000 by Sony. It's listed, it was technically a DVD player, as you can see by the DVD logo in the center of it. But it does play CDs, and it plays them quite dynamically. But like I said before, it does not play like CDRs and CDRWs for some reason, which is weird because this was made, like I said, in 2000, which was kind of at the height of, burning CDs. But I guess Sony was like, nope, we're not having any of that. We are Team Lars. Take that, Napster and LimeWire and Kazaa. So let's see. Yeah, this thing has a dynamic range of 100 decibels. Wow, that's pretty dynamic. And a total harmonic distortion of 0.025%. Which I am not much of a sound person, but I know that is pretty good. Like most receivers are somewhere around, I think, like 0.3 to 0.5. So this is 0.025. That is so low. It's got coaxial and optical outputs on the back. But this is connected with just RCA cables, your standard red and white RCA cables which plug into the aux jack of your receiver, and you can have sounds coming through it. Beautiful, compact, digital disc sound coming out of it. You can plug headphones into it, and then you can even control the volume of the sound coming through your headphones right there. You can also control like how it sounds with that little bitty dot button there. It kind of kicks like about 4 different types of surround sound, which to me, when I was listening to it, and it's the same with this other one, this virtual 3D surround sound button all the way over to the right above the DTS mark, they just kind of, it seems, push the vocals to the back in various levels to various degrees, and then like when they're off, the vocals are more in the front. So that's about what it seems like that does. You got your shuffle, your repeat, what's that, DVE, don't really know what that does. I haven't really messed with most of the controls because I just listen to CDs on this thing. Yeah, you got your open, your which pops the tray open. Let's kick it on, shall we? Power button. Ooh, stand by. But there is no CD in there, which I guess maybe I'll put a CD in there. Let's see what we got near, close at hand. I don't want to play any of those big ones that we had earlier because can't be lit. So we're going with Dr. Go-Go. It's my buddy DC's band. I don't think they're still around, but they did put out that one CD. Open this thing up with the open close button. Sony DVD, but we're playing CDs. Pop it in, pop it closed, and you're good to listen to music. Now the display is quite interesting, sort of. So yeah, it tells you that it's playing a CD right there. If we can get the glare off of it. Number of tracks, how long the album is. And I don't normally use the remote for this thing, but the person I got it from did send it to me, so that was cool. But there is a button on here that says time and text, and it'll float back and forth. And now this says no text on it, and every other CD that I has says no text on it, with the exception of the Star Trek The Motion Picture soundtrack that I recently got that just came out like a year or so ago. And that's the only one, like it'll say Star Trek when it goes across. No other CD reads what it says. And I've put in like indie bands, I've put in the Beatles and Zeppelin, ELO, like, you know, major bands, and it still does not read what they are. So that's a kind of weird thing. My only complaint with this that I've had and that I've noticed sometimes is if you are playing a track and you go to skip to the next track, like if you start like kind of skipping ahead on tracks, it takes a few minutes to catch, or not a few minutes, but like it takes about like 10-20 seconds for it to kind of catch up. Like it doesn't just instantly switch. So I don't know if that's just a thing with mine, because this thing is 23 years old at this point. But yeah, no, it sounds really good, and maybe I'll play you a sample of something. Oh yeah, I have a CD in there already. So okay, let's go track 2. hit stop, and it gives you the option to resume it, unless you can either let it time out or hit stop again, and then it goes back to the beginning. So yeah, hopefully that sound came through. I know it's me just holding a microphone up to a speaker and then you're listening to it on the phone, so it's not going to be delivering the most dynamic results, but yeah, it sounds good. I like it, and you will too, unless you don't. But yeah, this thing has a bunch of other features. Let's see, I can pull up the specs on it here. Plays DVD, video discs, and CDs. It's got built-in Dolby digital decoding. Oh yeah, so if you don't have your own external decoder, bass management for Dolby Digital and DTS, 200 DVD playback memory. Wonder what that means. Smooth scan search. Alright, cool. It's not a jerk about scan searching. It's just like, cool. Smooth, slow, forward, and reverse. Yeah. CD, DVD, text. I didn't really notice that, but I haven't played DVDs on this thing. What? It's got custom parental control. Nice. Always good to be able to control your parents. Digital cinema sound mode. Yeah, we went through that. 2 sets of AV outputs on the back. 2 composite video, 2 S video, and 1 component video. Yeah, I've just got the thing running from audio out into the aux jack of my receiver. So that's all I've really done with it. 96 kilohertz / 24-bit audio DA converter. Is that like a DAC? Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, it converts the digital into audio to play through your 70s receiver. This thing's about 17 inches wide, about 3 inches high, it looks about almost, and 11 inches deep. Yeah, just the way you like it. There you have it. So if you're considering incorporating compact disc digital media into your 70s silver stereo system, then keep the Sony DVP S570D DVD player / CD player in mind. It sounds good, looks cool, and they're fairly inexpensive. I normally, because I look them up every now and then whenever I'm telling folks about it, because you'll see people online asking, hey, what's a good vintage CD player? And a lot of folks recommend Sony DVD players. That's how I found this one. And I've seen them range anywhere from $15 to $30. I just looked them up on eBay, and the cheapest one was $60, but it was with free shipping, and it came with a remote, which half the time I see these without a remote, and it came with the RCA cables, which I know those are just a few bucks, but hey, every little bit helps. If you don't have extra RCA cables, then you don't have to go out and buy them or order them and wait for them to come in. You're good to go. And I saw that the person is taking offers on it too, so maybe you could get it for $40 or $50 or $58 instead of $60. You never know unless you try. Maybe you'll make an offer. Maybe they'll make a counter offer. Maybe you don't need for me to explain how things like this work, so I'm going to shut the fuck up. But yeah, so not a bad price, between $15 and $60 for a nice DVD player. And if you want, you can always unhook it. Or if you have your TV plugged into your vintage system, why do you need for me to explain these things? You don't. I'm just rambling on. But you know what? Fuck it, just in case you don't. So maybe you have your vintage system hooked up to your TV, or maybe you want to just unplug it and then plug it into your TV to listen or to watch DVDs because you still have those. I don't know. A lot of people stream stuff. A lot of people don't. A lot of people do both. So yeah, that's going to do it for now. Thanks for sticking around if you did. And if you didn't, then you're not even seeing that part. But if you are, then this doesn't apply to you. All right. See you next time. Have a blessed day.